Hello, everybody.
Okay, one moment. We're about to go on the record.
Judge, is something going on with the camera?
Whose camera?
Mine. I look a lot more
No,
handsome than usual.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And you got to attribute that to your wife.
Thank you.
You
That was
got
a
the
good one.
glow.
That was a good one.
You got the glow. You got the glow, Mr. Rod. You got the glow.
Thanks, Judge.
Okay, we are live on YouTube and we are recording.
If anybody didn't hear that, I know it cut out. See, you only know what he says if you're watching his mouth. But he says, is something wrong with the camera? I look more handsome than usual.
First of all, I just want to thank everybody for their patience. It's been a rough morning here in terms of getting all the computers set up. I appreciate your patience, and I'm not insensitive to what's going on here. All of us are kind of in the jam, so be patient with me. I'll be patient with you, and hopefully we can get through this thing in a fairly quick manner. Mr. Jackson?
Yes, sir.
How are you?
I'm blessed.
Okay. All right. This is case number 240-577-3501, People State of Michigan versus Sean Jackson. Mr. Jackson, state your name for the record again.
Sean Jackson.
Okay, appearances, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Samuel E. Ragnan, P23-157 on behalf of the people. Good morning, Mr. Murad.
Good morning. And Ryad Murad, P83665, on behalf of Mr. Sean Jackson. We waive the formal reading. Mr. Jackson stands mute. He's been advised of his rights.
All right, court order not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Jackson. Given the nature of the offense being non-assaultive, the date of incident was November 15, 2023. I see a habitual second offense notice. Any objection to a personal bond, counsels?
Well, Your Honor, we don't have an objection. The defendant is also on probation, Your Honor. I would add to the court. He's got some other priors that are open, but we would be asking for a $25,000 personal fine.
No objection.
He's on probation for the assaulting, resisting, obstructing police officer?
Yes, he pled guilty,
Okay.
226-24, 18 months probation.
Okay. All right. $10,000 personal bond, sir.
May I say something?
You just got a personal bond. I suggest you don't. That's the best thing that we can do is get you personal bond today. And the best thing just,
All right, since you're going, you got it.
Cool.
I would believe Mr. Murad. Sure.
Wow. Somebody listen to you, Mr. Murad.
I always do, Your Honor.
It's a great day to have a great day.
Amen.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right, Mr. Jackson. Probable cause July 26th. Preliminary examination July 31st. Both in front of Judge Jefferson. Since I know you don't have any questions, you have a good day.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. You also.
Okay.
Takes no more cars.
DDC, how we doing?
How you doing, sir?
All right. Straight down the list.
Second.
I think.
Second. Kobe Andrews.
Okay, Mr. Andrews, you have a couple cases in front of me, plus some tickets. All right, you have a traffic matter in which you failed to appear in court for, sir. As a result of your failure to appear, a warrant for your arrest was issued. Court's going to set aside the arrest warrant, give you a personal bond, and this misdemeanor matter that carries a maximum penalty of up to 93 days in jail and or a $500 fine. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed on your behalf. Is that clear, sir?
Yes, sir. But I didn't get the first thing you said I was.
The
first case.
I said you have a traffic matter in which you failed to appear in court for. As a result of your failure to appear, a warrant for your arrest was issued. The court's going to set aside the arrest warrant and give you a personal bond in this misdemeanor matter. Did you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ticket is P1489780. Driver's license never required. Pretrial court date, August 1st, 2024, in courtroom 533 at 1:30 p.m. Is that clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, give me one moment for your two remaining cases. Okay, case number 170-446-8601, Houston, Michigan versus Colby Andrews, and case number 240-581-7101, Houston, Michigan versus Colby Andrews. Appearances, please.
Ryan Murad.
Unmute yourself,
Oh, sorry.
Mr. Vincent.
I hate when I do that. I really apologize. Steve Benson for the people, P71917. Sorry.
And Ryan Murad, P83665, on behalf of Mr. Colby Andrews, we waive the formal reading. Mr. Andrews stands mute. He's been advised of his rights.
For the not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Andrews. Argument at the bar, Mr. Vincent.
Magistrate, we're going to ask you to continue the habeas bond on the 170-446-8601. In terms of the felonious assault, we're going to be asking for $20,000 cash surety, tether, and a curfew. Judge, I know you'd be interested in this. This defendant right now is on probation for a gun charge, a CCW. He was sentenced in that August 30th of 23. He got 2 years probation. Now, in addition to that, magistrate, there were 2 failures to appear at arguably the most important parts of that case, the preliminary examination, as well as sentencing. So we have the capias stuff going on in the case before you today. We have capias in the ultimate conviction on the CCW. And then, Judge, we have the allegations in this matter. This situation, I've been very brief with this. This situation, very serious, very dangerous. This has to do with one of those pop-up block parties. These pop-up block parties that recently have ended in multiple fatalities, that have ended in multiple shootings. But at this particular pop-up block party, this defendant, who's the uncle of the complainant, allegedly ends up pointing a gun at his niece, 16 years old, and asks her if she wants to die. Like right then and there.
No.
Don't say anything, sir. Don't say anything.
Hey.
Go ahead. That's why we're here today. And then she ultimately ends up calling the police. The police end up coming. She wants to pursue this thing. So, Judge, on top of the recent conviction for the CCW, on top of the failures to appear in that case, on top of the warrant that was out for his arrest on the other case, allegations and everything, respectfully, we're asking for that cash with monetization and the continuation of the capias bond on the 17 case.
Mr. Murad.
Judge, on behalf of Mr. Andrews, I'd start by saying that he doesn't have any assaultive criminal convictions that we're aware of at all. He was candid and disclosed to us that he was on probation for that CCW matter. I know that Mr. Vincent did mention a capias, but that seems to have been rectified and resolved with that CCW matter, still getting the benefit of probation. My client is gainfully employed. He works 12-hour shifts with a local tree service company from 9 to 9. I believe they do trimming, pruning, and removing of trees. Additionally, Judge, I would add that he does suffer from anemia and asthma. He indicates he's not received his medication. But most importantly with this case, when I read through this investigator's report, Your Honor, the first thing I noticed was, one, no felony firearm attached to the felonious assault when the accused is regarding a handgun. So I combed through that, and I see that the only evidence that they have of any sort of firearm is the 60-year-old complainant's statement. Now, there was a search warrant that was subsequently executed at my client's residence that did not yield any firearms whatsoever. More importantly, Judge, I want to place a little bit of our position on this. Mr. Andrews indicates that there was never any firearm, that he had witnesses who observed the entire incident. And additionally, the complainant failed to show up 2 separate times. Now, the police department's excuse was that the mother told her that they may fear that the defendant may retaliate. But ultimately, the fact alleged in this report is that she didn't appear 2 separate times, that there's a familiar relation here. We have no objection to a no contact order whatsoever, but my client is maintaining his innocence. We don't have any independent corroboration of these allegations. We have no injuries whatsoever. I think all of these factors point to a personal bond. I guess if you must GPS tether him, to ensure any no contact, we wouldn't necessarily object. But I do believe, based on everything we've placed on the record, that personal bond in this matter is appropriate.
Mr. Vincent, response?
Yeah, and then the witness did end up talking to the police, and she said that she wanted to pursue this after those two initial times where the police ended up contacting her. And she is in fear, and he is on probation, and this is a gun-related charge. And he has had multiple capiases, and we are here today regarding another case while he's capias. And then we do have multiple capiases in the case that he was ultimately convicted on. So this all points to dangerousness. I respect defense counsel, but I'm looking at this diametrically opposite of how he is presenting this to the court. So, and there was time in between the alleged brandishing of the firearm to the 16-year-old girl's head, and when the police ended up coming. So, with all due respect, Judge, we find him to be a danger and respectfully asking for that cash.
Okay, court hasn't heard argument as to bond.
Your Honor, can I talk?
No, sir, no. We're not going to try this case today. We know your position. This is just bond. This is about your ties to the community and the case that they don't or do have. Trust me, it's not a good idea for you to make a statement.
Now, do you still want to talk?
Your Honor, can I just leave with the last word?
Oh,
Okay, you're not going to talk. Go ahead, Mr. Murad.
Judge, the only thing I would say is I think the people's strongest argument here is with regard to the capias. I don't think the argument is strong with regard to any danger. That's why I wouldn't really object to a GPS tether.
Okay. All right. With respect to the possession of marijuana case, $100 personal bond, next court date, pre-trial, August 27th, in front of Judge Bryant.
Let me finish this case. 1 second.
With respect to the felonious assault case, $5,000 personal bond. No contact with Naisha Hill. You're not to possess any handguns, firearms, other dangerous weapons. You'll be fitted with a GPS tether 10:30 p.m. to 7:30 a.m. curfew. Probable cause.
Your Honor,
5:30 preliminary examination, August 6th, both in front of Judge Sabri. Have a good day, sir.
Judge, that PCC date one last time, I'm sorry.
7:30.
July 30th. Exam, August 6th.
Thank you.
Step
Nothing
aside,
further.
Mr. Andrews. What's your name?
Personal joke, Judge. Sorry.
Okay.
Emran Hosraimi.
All right, sir. You have some traffic matters in which you failed to appear in court for, sir. As a result of your failure to appear, warrants for your arrest were issued. The court's going to set aside the arrest warrants to your personal bond in these misdemeanor matters that carries a maximum penalty of up to 93 days in jail and or a $500 fine. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. You can't afford an attorney. One will be appointed on your behalf. The ticket is P1236074. Driving while license suspended. Ticket P1317817. No insurance misdemeanor. Driving while license suspended. Ticket P1259273. Failed display of valid operator's license. On each of these misdemeanor tickets, sir, your personal bond, no dollar amount. Pre-trial, August 21st, courtroom 533 at 1:30 p.m. Not to your main matter. Calling case number 230-454-8301. You said Michigan versus Amran Al-Sarami. Appearances, please.
Magistrate, good afternoon. Stevenson for the people.
And Rad Murad, P83665, on behalf of Mr. Amran Al-Sarami, we waive the formal reading. Mr. Al-Sarami stands mute. He's been advised of his rights.
All right, court read a not guilty plea on behalf of your client. Argument as to bond.
Well, we're asking for a 5,000, 10%. We're also asking for an alcohol tether. What you have before you, magistrate, is an OWI, but let me just give you a couple of extra particulars. One, at the time of the offense, and I understand it was September of 21. He was on probation. He had just pled to financial transaction devices. He was given 3 years probation. So at the time of this offense, he was on probation. Then subsequent to this offense, he ends up picking an OWI up, picks up an OWI, and this is being charged. And then he gets convicted of that, and then he's on 24 months of probation on that. And then in between those two things, we have this OWI, where this defendant allegedly ended up causing an accident. And then we have the defendant that continues to go on the roadway without a license, and then he fails to appear for all of those matters. So respectfully, we find him a danger. We find him to have a problem. And that problem then translates to a dangerousness to the community. So respectfully, Judge, we're asking for that cash with monitorization, alcohol, as well as possible GPS.
Okay, just so clear the record, there's no alcohol detected in the system. It looks like marijuana and other narcotics.
Yeah, oxycodone, that alfred, yeah.
Right.
Right. We have
and other things. So there was no, he did a PBT and it was 0-0. So this is not, it's operating under the influence of drugs, not necessarily alcohol, just for the record's clear. Mr. Rod, your response?
My response, Judge, I know Mr. El Sarami. I was hired previously to do a jail visit with him on his Monroe case. We flushed out these. We weren't aware of this Detroit case. We were aware of the other one that was mentioned by Mr. Vincent, but it looks like he wasn't ever arraigned on this. And he was placed on separate probations without given an arraignment date on this. There's nothing assaultive in his history. He did have a substance abuse problem. He was very candid with me.
You said he did?
He did, and I can tell you why it's did and not does, because he spent the last 32 days in the Monroe County Jail on the probation violation. So, Your Honor, he's got a father who cares about him, a mother who cares about him. I've been in contact with both of these people. This is a case from 3 years.
I thought you were about to say you care about him too.
I do care about him.
Well, go ahead. Okay.
We're sort of similar in age. We come from the same community. We had a chance to talk about why this behavior is toxic, and I think he has the resources and has a game plan to put his best foot forward and deal with these old men. I'm confident he's been.
Has he been to a rehab program or anything?
I don't believe so. I do not believe so, and that's a part of what the game plan is moving forward with his family. Obviously,
so if he has not been to a rehab program, can you fairly represent to the court that he is free from controlled substances?
Judge, yes, he's been in the Monroe County Jail for the last 32 days. They have no, controlled substances there for
right,
him.
But that's involuntary. I mean, I know he didn't go there to get drug free.
Right. No, so I can't speak to that, Judge. Honestly, I can only tell you that he has the support. He has the family resources. They're now his family is fully aware of what's going on. In his community, a lot of the times these things are hidden from the parents, but I can tell you that it's been disclosed. They're aware. They know where he's at now. I've talked to his father already this morning, and I'm confident he's going to appear and do what he has to do because he wants the better life. And I know that because he told me himself on a previous date, not today. So that's
right. $5,000 personal bond while this case is pending, sir. No alcohol, no marijuana, no illegal controlled substances, no driving. You're not to drive. Pre-trial, August 28th in front of Judge Bryant. Have a good day, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thanks, man. Appreciate it, man.
Wow. And just for the record, I care about the community. I know everybody's sharing about who they care about and for. I care about the safety of the community.
All right. This is a love fest. Okay, next.
I care about everyone. Just want you to know.
Thank you.
Be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.